Hi everyone, my name's Lucy Falcocchio and I'm the founder and president of Broome Pride Inc. Thank you for inviting me here today to have a little bit of a chat with you in regards to Broome Pride, how it came about, our strategic alignments and also our new friendship with Blue Skies. So first of all, I suppose I better tell you about our little humble beginnings. It probably started with a little bit of a journey that I had back in 2009 when I left the smoke of Sydney and thought I'd come to the Kimberley and take on a 12-month contract. I landed in Broome. I think I got smacked in the face with the biggest humidity I'd felt in my life, but somehow all of a sudden something happened on the inside, and for once in my life I felt like I was home. So after a couple of years of tripping around the Kimberley and the Pilbara, there was one thing that I noticed. I wasn't the only gay in the village. Out in those remote communities and right across the Kimberley and Pilbara, there were other people just like me. It's just that due to the sparse nature of the countryside here, how could we connect? So in 2014, I founded Broome Pride Inc. And of course, you know, we have social media, which has been a great player in bringing us together. We got our socials up and going, and Broome Pride was born. The first thing that we thought, well, how are we going to celebrate Mardi Gras? Because everyone had been kind of watching it on TV and thinking, wow, if only there was one place we could come together to celebrate. And how it began was with our little nightclub, the only one in 400,000 square kilometres, that used to sit pretty empty during the wet season, like most things do around the Kimberley. And so I approached the nightclub owner and asked if perhaps we could pop a little TV up there and have a few of us come around and watch the Mardi Gras in Sydney. When the word got out there, because as we all know, there's three types of communication in the gay world: telephone, television and tell a queen. We only had to tell a few queens, and of course the word was right out there across the Kimberley and Pilbara, and we had our very first unofficial Mardi Gras at Skylar nightclub. What we thought would be a few people turned out to be over 350 people gathered to a nightclub that had never been that busy even during the dry season. So that's where our humble beginnings started from. We did it for absolutely nothing. We just wanted a place that we could come together. And so the story goes. So we kind of roll on from Skylar nightclub, and what happens there is that we outgrow that by 2017 because the lineups are down the street. We've got our first Kimberley Queen happening, and it's not just the LGBTQI community that are coming together, it's the greater Broome and Kimberley community that are travelling in from remote communities, from places like Fitzroy Crossing, Kununurra, Balgo, because they too wanted to join in the celebrations. And this is the beauty of where we live. I don't believe just here in the Kimberley, but in the whole of WA, because at the end of the day, if you provide an inclusive environment, people feel as though they want to be part of it also. And this is exactly what happened. So with Broome Pride, our vision, or my vision, has always been that in order to achieve true equality, we too must become one community. So I didn't want it to be an exclusive event. I wanted it to include everybody: gay, straight, bi, transgender, everybody. Because the one thing that the 2017 plebiscite, or non-legal binding plebiscite, taught us was without our greater community believing that we too should have equality, we wouldn't be standing here today with the same rights as everybody that sits before us. So, you know, that's where we say thank you to the greater community for too supporting us. So Broome Pride, or Broome Mardi Gras, has now, over the last 3 years, when we moved it out of a small venue into the likes of the Mangrove Hotel, has grown into a massive event. What was one night in a nightclub soon became 10 events, 6 days, and thanks to Blue Skies is going to become more than just one jumbo coming to Broome, because after this year's celebrations, we need to grow yet again. And how do we do this? By continuing our strategic alignments with the likes of Blue Skies, as we have with our local community and our local business community. This year, we grew our strategic alignments with the likes of Blue Skies and also local community and business organisations, like our local distiller, Moontide Distillery. We too now have a stake in Pride Tide Gin, where $5 from every bottle comes back to the organisation, so then we can in turn continue to grow this event and continue to give back to our local community. The event is not just about let's all get together and have a party. It is about celebration, yes. It's about remembering where our humble beginnings were, the days of Stonewall, the days of the first Mardi Gras or demonstration back in 1978, when there were courageous people that marched down Oxford Street, and unfortunately they were incarcerated, they were beaten, but over the years they continued to march every year, and this is what we truly commemorate, their courage, because without their courage we don't stand where we are today. We don't have the liberties that we have today. And of course, I don't feel that the growth of this greater community would have happened today. The growth of the community includes things like alignments with Blue Skies. Why Blue Skies? Because of the alignments that Blue Skies also has as far as social impact. When Blue Skies reached out to Broome Pride, they were looking at somewhere where perhaps Rotary could look at their fundraising efforts and also how their social impact could assist in the alignment of our social impact. So together we managed to get together, and we were able to offer the ideal destination, and Blue Skies was able to offer that larger audience and that more diverse audience, like everybody sitting here today, who, thank you, jumped on that aeroplane, took that leap of faith, came to Broome and celebrated diversity but equality as one community. So I have to thank everybody that jumped on that plane and everybody else that next year is going to want to get on that plane and continue to come into remote Australia, support what we're doing here as Broome Pride, but also supporting the local economy here, which is another important part in why we do what we do. Now, Broome, or the northern part of WA, traditionally has 4 to 5 months of year trade. It's been difficult with COVID and everything else, but it's about growing what our economy is. Now, we have that 4 or 5 months of dry season where everybody comes here and everyone benefits. However, during the downtime, those 7, 8 months of the year, there's pretty much nothing here except for fly-in, fly-out type work, mining, that sort of stuff. That doesn't really stimulate what our smaller businesses do. The fly-in, fly-out comes in, it goes out onto a mine, it goes out onto an oil rig, doesn't kind of spend too much money within the town. By having something like Broome Mardi Gras Festival, which is now a 6-day event, it brings tourism into the town at a time that it never would have it. What we've managed to do is build another season. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Blue Skies. Thank you for everyone that jumped on a flight, and save yourself a little bit of disappointment next year. Even though I know you've got 2 flights coming, get in early, get on a flight, and come and enjoy just a little bit of what you might have missed out on this year.
Thanks for coming to Broome Mardi Gras. We'll see you all next year. Bye!